This show's called Drewz Viewz. I'm doing Car Tuesday with Steven Universe, so check it out, okay? Now people love the verse, like, subscribe even. Now let's sit back and watch me watch it. Hey, we got Drewz Viewz here, and I'm back for a little Car Tuesday, reacting to a cartoon on Tuesday, and today I'm back in the verse, Future. Steven Universe Future, episodes 3 and 4 of the season here is what I'll be doing right now. Last time did 1 and 2, obviously, so all 4 of those episodes were released at once. And I believe as around the time of I'm recording this, the next 2 are out or coming out today, maybe even. So basically I'm a little bit behind everyone once again, which, hey, it's how I like it, I guess. It's how I did most of the original series. I was obviously, or all of it, I was well behind, caught back up, now I'm inching back again. So anyway, I'm excited to get into the next 2 episodes. Last time was a little bit of a reset. We're back in little homeworld. Steven and the CGs started a school, essentially. At the very start of the episode, Steven was still fixing a corrupted gem, doing like a little essence of all the diamonds, it seemed like. So we had kind of an intro character for that, just to show us what was going on, the different classes. Not too much from Pearl or Garnet so far. Amethyst had a little bit more to do. She's the guidance counselor, especially in the second episode we saw, which featured her, showing Steven how she had gotten all the gems, or a lot of the gems, new positions, and a lot of them were gems we haven't met before or anything like that. Steven tried to switch it around. He thought a lot of their jobs were too unilateral, essentially, and to what they were made for originally, and part of his whole thing is getting gems to get out of their comfort zone, essentially, or not just bigger than that, really, not just do what they were essentially born or created to do, like Pearls just being slaves, essentially, or like Ruby's just being bodyguards, etc. But then when he did start switching the jobs around, it was a bit of a disaster. Amethyst told him that she'd conferred with them anyway, and that's what they wanted to do, and she actually had it under control. So Steven accepted that, and it's probably a thing where, certainly at least with the first generation of this new way, the gems are gonna have to do more of what they're used to, what they're built for, essentially, and then maybe down the line they can start learning more stuff. Start creating gems that can do different things. I mean, that's just what I'm theorizing, but I think that's what Steven would like, certainly. And yeah, back to the first episode, though, is a little bit more about Jasper. She's still an outlier out there, living by a rock outside town, doesn't want to get involved with the stuff. She did enjoy a little skirmish with Steven, and what happened with that was Steven started glowing all pink, and so he has another new power, seemingly here. He's able to go toe-to-toe with Jasper by himself without being a fusion. Then in the second episode, when he did fuse into Smoky Quartz, him and Amethyst, the pink thing came out then as well. So that seems to be a new occurrence for this season here. Some kind of new power threading through. I'm sure it's going to be relevant in some way. Will it continue into the next episode? I have a feeling it might. Will we get a little more Pearl, Garnet, other gems? Greg, hasn't been seen at all. Connie, barely seen, just a quick shot of her studying for college or whatever. So I'm excited to potentially see these characters and see what's going on in the future here. Let's do it. Okay, so that was a nice ending there. That episode, more of basically led right from the first episode I did today, episode 3, Rosebuds. Very similar themes there. Calling this one volleyball, obviously a bit of a misdirect. There was some volleyball action, I guess. But yeah, I guess this is what they're gonna call Pink's Pearl. I don't know if that's gonna stick or what. But so yeah, Rose or slash Pink Diamond still with the skeletons in the closet thing, the paintings in the lion, whatever. Still with all the issues. When volleyball was her pearl, obviously it was a different point in her life, and she's clearly abusive to her, whether it was purposeful or not. I think that's pretty clearly an allusion to like a parent or partner, I guess, that, you know, physically abuses you, gets angry, hits you, whatever. Oh, but I still love you, whatever. Like that whole sort of thing. That's what volleyball was dealing with when the relationship with our Pearl was better in a sense, but still, obviously, Pearl still had a lot of issues from it, with kind of the opposite going, not knowing what was going on, keeping things hidden, or having to keep things hidden, etc. So it's good they can meet them now and do that fusion. I don't know what their fusion's called, but I was calling it a Queen Pearl. And yeah, so bridging the old and new ways of thinking for pearls on one hand, as well as getting some kind of, and Stephen Hart even said, the damage to her face is like not healing because of psychological reasons. So, kind of a metaphor or whatever for psychological damage exhibiting in people's behavior, making them broken people, whatnot. So, but with the pearls being together now, and understanding each other and each other's pain or each other's story, they can heal in that way as well. And yeah, interesting to see where the pearls were born, essentially, to the reef there, the shell. I guess that makes perfect sense. So then the other main component here is Steven's pink power thing coming back, or is it a power, or what exactly is it? Didn't really show up in the Rosebuds episode, but the other three it did. So this one was clearly brought on by anger and kind of frustration, I guess, about Rose, about Pink, especially when he heard about, he's like, I can't hear about one more bad thing she did, but then that leads him to like emulate her in a sense, not for the same reason, I guess, but his getting angry over that did cause him to like start turning back into her, and is the Pink thing just kind of him exhibiting her more, I guess. So then he started destroying the room with anger, which almost got both the pearls in trouble again. So that's like a thing of your, I guess, exhibiting your parents' behavior, even whether you want to or not. So maybe that's another type of metaphor they're doing, but overall with this new development of Pink, I think it is like clearly must be something. Well, we knew it was something to do with Pink Diamond, but is it literally his emotions coming out to be more like her? I mean, in the first episode, it came out when he was fighting Jasper, so he was angry and frustrated in that one too. Wasn't the case of the Smoky Quartz one. That was like disaster on the line. Like, we need to move. I don't know if it was. When I was watching that one, I was like, oh, I thought they literally slowed down time. But then editing back on that one, they seemed to say that, or Amethyst said or something, that we were just going so fast the time looked slow. I don't know which case it is, but either way, that wasn't, the Pink power coming out in that one wasn't due to anger, frustration, whatever. It was due to, like, danger, basically, or, like, needing to get the job done. But again, they were fused in that case, it wasn't just Steven by himself. So the two times we've seen him by himself when he starts glowing pink here so far, it does seem to be related to anger, frustration, whatnot, over the way things are, or the way he wants things to be, which is, again, always revolving around his mother. So yeah, I assume, even before these two episodes today, I was saying I assume that this kind of theme is going to continue, or this development with glowing pink is going to continue, so it seems like it will throughout the season here. The first, just going back to the ones I did last week too, the first two episodes of the season so far seem to be more about Little Homeworld and the new regime, essentially, the new way of life here, getting us caught up with that, what the gems are doing. And then the second two from today were more about back to the Rose, the Pink Diamond issues. So even though we're in the future here, things are pretty much the same to a degree. And well, the world is changing for them. They still need to, and for Steven, they still need to deal with the past in the future. So I'm excited to continue next Card Tuesday with episodes 5 and 6. Do subscribe if you're not already here. Leave some comments, get some conversation going. And until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.
You want to join us for dinner?
Nope.